and hopefully we're back.
Hopefully,
yeah, man, because it looks like it's working,
bro. It's I don't know what's going on, man.
It's just some trash, man. You know, I think I'm gonna use this video as a plight to the people. Donate to our cause. You can go through Patreon. You can check us out on Twitch. You can Streamlabs, everything Baron J67 and T Jones with the placeholder thing in front.
Shut up.
It's an X. So it's
they gonna donate to the wrong person.
Hey, XT Jones. That's See, that's what's so bad about it. Like, it's like I'm T Jones, but the only way you can send me money is XT Jones.
It gets serious when I gotta give you when you gotta
I repeat, it's T Jones, but there's an X in front of it.
But when you donate, make sure
donate to
the X is right there.
X.
I'm only gonna accept the XT Jones when you donate.
Oh my god! Hey, nah, man. I'm like, I don't think it's my system. I think it's user error. And you know what the bigger issue is? I do so much through my setup, that like the computer is trying to remember what's what, and then I rarely properly turn it off. It's like probably like no lie, I unplug it and then put it in sleep mode.
Okay, see, I unplug and I shut it down.
See, yeah, that's probably why your setup never like tries to figure out what it was set up before.
Wakes up scratching its head like,
yeah, like wait, hold on, was I like? And then man, it's bad.
This week was the first week in a long time that I left my PlayStation, or my PlayStation turned off, but my computer was on for a whole week. From Tuesday to Tuesday, it was on. So it was working.
Man, it kills me.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, this is Ventures of the Black Nerds. I'm Baron J67.
I'm T Jones.
Yeah, introduction only super late, but
because we've been shooting the podcast super late.
Yeah, bro, like we just on it. So we off camera, we just had a serious discussion about games. We talked about we weren't going to buy that. We're probably going to fold and buy.
We going to buy them. I don't know, man. You got to get them. You got to.
It's the peer pressure and just trying to, and then you see all the memes and you want to get in on the memes. I want to ha.
No one wants to be left out the loop.
And I'm watching all these memes and I get them, but I didn't experience it, so it's not as funny. I'm probably going to be all super late at work. Like, you see this one? And they're like, that was the day it came out.
Yeah, that was like a week ago.
Yeah, so we're talking about Resident Evil 2, and we're even debating on Anthem. That one's still in the air.
Anthem, it's a lot to say about that game, man. They're in the position to not only to bring some good light to EA, but also they're in a good position to learn from, the community that they're trying to dive into, I believe too. So hopefully, the conversation me and you had off camera about Anthem was a little bit more straightforward. But to be honest, they could learn if they learn from the games or the community that they're trying to cater to, they'll be all right. You there? See, more technical difficulties. Hold on, let's try to get B back into the picture. I don't know what happened just now.
What the hell just happened?
I have no clue, bro. I don't know. I don't know, but we're back. We're still here. We're still rocking.
The technical difficulty. I feel like Tone's either gonna like leave that in, or he's gonna like completely rip that out and make it sound.
I'm sorry, brother. I don't understand what is happening here.
It's life, man. Life is kicking us in the ass, but it's all good. It's just after the first 2-year blues, like that's all it is. But okay, so Anthem. I don't know. I'm so iffy. Like, it looks fun. You know what it is, bro? I'm gonna be real with you. I think I became jaded by video games.
Okay, how so?
I think I expect the world when they can only give me their version of it.
I mean, as an adult, like now, you start to hear what some of these developers, how much, like what's backing these developers, how much money is backing these developers, and you start to think like, bro, there's no way you should, I should be, I shouldn't, I should always expect the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest.
Hey, ooh, and you know what? That's a good point that somebody brought up. They were like, should we have to float the cost of their mismanagement of money?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I think at this current rate, like at this current day and age, I want to say Destiny has been spending the most amount on marketing. When that money could have been more guns, that money could have been more game modes, it could have been Rift, like it could have, that's not the law.
It kind of did. Like give us back Rift.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like that when you drop in a quarter of your budget or a measurable amount of what it costs to make the game on marketing, when first off, you ain't even got to market that hard this day and age. You really don't. Like, have you seen a Fortnite commercial? I mean, you do now, but it's more. It's not even gameplay. It's like Ninja holding a Galaxy phone. I
hear what you're saying, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why I think that like big games like that with like a big publisher behind them have to do that is because they have expected numbers that they need to reach. So it's like
stockholders.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, listen, we need to do whatever it takes to get to this number.
Yeah.
And if spending this amount will get us to this number, then we'll be fine. But I'm pretty sure they go into it game plan for like some type of advertisement. But even advertising nowadays is what? It ain't commercials and stuff like that. That stuff's easy.
Yeah.
It literally is, all right, let's get this YouTuber and this Twitch streamer and fly them on out.
And they don't even gotta pay them, bro. They just drop them some free loot and an experience. Like,
and I feel like they be like, hey, listen, man, you know that gun that you ain't got yet, that you kind of want.
Hey, no lie, I can't wait till I get to that point when they like, hey, Baron J67, we see you got a little following, go ahead and get this game at 80.
Yeah.
Give it not a 90. We ain't gonna tell you to give it an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Give it an 8. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm selling out. I'm gonna sell out so goddamn fast. I can't wait. I'm gonna come over here looking like Gator.
Stupid.
Can't wait to sell out on y'all.
Oh, man.
I'm over here with an EA tattoo on my cheek.
That's how you know you made it.
I'm gonna have a gold chain. It's gonna have a gold chain. It's gonna have a PlayStation logo. Then I'm gonna have a platinum chain. It's gonna have a Microsoft logo. I can't wait to sell out on y'all.
I'm here.
And Baron J67 is so bougie now. Most followers ever. Like, he don't even talk to his fan base no more.
Mm-hmm. Stupid.
Just know I can't wait to sell out. Oh, what you mean, Thanos? I can kick it with you.
I can kick it with Thanos? Oh, I'm there.
Like, oh, we gonna fly you. You gonna fly what?
You gonna fly me?
Like, oh man, this new version of Pac-Man is the best game ever of all time. Why are you playing anything else?
But see, I think like that because of the amount of YouTubers that say the same thing over and over and over again about every game. Man, it's the
But you know what else? You know how they guide the conversation? Like, okay, all jokes aside, what I've learned from watching, for example, Anthem, what I've seriously learned and the way you create and force the narrative, bro, is you don't even have to force, like, be over here greasing people off. You just give them the same content and you tell them exactly what they can't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got everybody singing the same song and they're not even working together.
Yeah.
They didn't even get greased. They just signed an NDA saying, okay, you're not going to talk about this. You can't talk about that. But you can talk about this.
Yeah.
And if everybody got the same slice of gameplay with the same characters in the same fashion, it just dawned on me. They're getting. It's like you're puppeteering people without even trying.
Yeah. I mean, and I but see, I think they try to do it because I was expecting some honest reviews on it, like some straight up like, this is Warframe. This is this. This is that. And it really wasn't. It was a whole bunch of YouTubers saying the same song and dance about how, it feels amazing. The third person's perspective isn't something that hinders you. And like, no one brought up the fact that you can't fight underwater. Like, that may sound minuscule to you, but that's epic to me. That was one of the first things they did in their reveal. That
was the major highlight, going underwater.
Dove underwater. Like, I think we've already talked about this before, but
we did.
Like, no one brought that up. No one brought up the fact that or I only heard one YouTuber talk about it, and you still have to understand that what they were playing was a VIP beta. Sure. It wasn't even the beta. So this was a closed beta for a certain few that got the code, just like when Destiny
and all the login issues they were having.
Exactly that. So nobody talked about that.
Yeah.
I only heard one YouTuber bring it up. But actually,
and you know what? I shout this guy out a lot, even though he probably doesn't even know I exist. But Mr. Matty Plays, he actually, the first 3 minutes of his video was talking about how it took 5 hours just to get to the beta.
Yeah.
So I'm not going.
So that would be 2 then, because it was another guy that I listened to.
But this is a problem though. I'm sorry I keep interrupting you, but just to kind of paint the scope for people, you are ears to the ground in the YouTube and gaming world. Like me, I'm there, but not to the extent that you are. So when you tell me that you didn't see anybody talk about that, I can almost say you've watched 5 different YouTubers give their full description of their experience.
It was well over more than that, because
see what I'm saying?
The reason,
because I want to let people know, it's not just us talking out our ass. You seriously,
and I'm gonna tell you,
folks, just know when he tell y'all something, he really looked at it. So when he say he ain't seen no YouTubers, it's not like me watching 2 people talk about it.
Yeah.
Watching 3: IGN, GameStop, or Game Informer, and Mr. Matty Plays. I'm
gonna tell you why. But I didn't even watch IGN's, because I know they're more on the professional end, so they're not gonna waste their time with stuff like that, because that's almost like expected. It's a closed beta. It's not the full game yet. They're gonna have problems. Blase, blase. But at the same time, it was something that I say this about every major title when they first come out. The first day of a release or of a beta is always the worst.
True.
Because it's so many different people trying to get on, so many different people across the world, especially if it's an online-only game. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's getting on, everybody's trying to play, everybody's trying to load up with their few, everybody's trying to figure out queuing process and all of that. So, I just didn't hear nobody say it. So that kind of, it didn't leave a bad taste in my mouth, but it kind of put me in, all right, well, now we know where you guys stand. There isn't any, you guys aren't open to let us know exactly what was going on. But I'm hearing Game of the Year already.
Ooh.
I'm hearing people talk about how it's it is going to be better than an X, Y, and Z video game.
Ooh.
I'm at this point of we can't do that. The game ain't even here yet.
I'm gonna be real with you. What would truly have pumped me up about Anthem is if they wouldn't have this major push that they're having, and if they didn't even really talk about it. If EA didn't put all this marketing and push behind Anthem, I think it would personally sell more, and it would be received better. Like, oh my God, EA just dropped this AAA level title and didn't do AAA level marketing? Oh, let's check it out. I could totally see more people, because first off, the formula we know works. Warframe, you ran Warframe with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because we talked about fishing for 4 hours and all that. Okay. The fact that I didn't even get into the full meat of Warframe. Like, I barely got my Arcwing. What's your Arcwing in Warframe, for those who don't know, is the ability, like, space flying missions. You basically get these giant, like, endless waltz Gundam wings attached to your character, and you fly around and you're all got a big ass sword and beating ass in the quiet depth of space.
Yeah.
But I barely unlocked that. Even though I did complete a major portion of the game, but I still feel like I didn't. You know, with all online only games, the common theme is the game doesn't start until you beat the story.
Of course. And that's what
I didn't
Warframe
even get close to beating the story.
You beat the introduction.
I beat the introduction,
That's
like
it.
to let you know, like, hey, this is Warframe. Oh, you fought a major boss. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now let's try and get you a dog. Now let's try and get you this. Now let's see if you can unlock more Tennos or more Warframes,
or even attempt to find the materials to build
a certain weapon. And oh wait, you didn't know there's dojos where you can build whole teams and set up your own base and build, and then you guys can bank money into the base to keep the base running and to promote and boost your weapons and this and that. So we know this formula works. And we know it can get hours invested, but now the next question is, why do I want to put $60 on the table, or however much if you game share or whatever, but why would I want to drop that on the table when I can just jump back into Warframe for free?
Yeah, you know how many people I was talking to, not only outside of video gaming and even in some lobbies of playing video gaming this week. Didn't know shit about Warframe, and that's kind of shocking.
That's Warframe's sin. What if EA pulled the ultimate dick move and rebuilt and rebranded Warframe and added a couple elements to it and put the commercialization behind it, and now people over here are paying for something they can get better for free?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I felt like Robot Ninja of the goddamn century running across that open world in the free version of Warframe.
Yeah, and
that's not beta; it's the full game.
I'm gonna tell you though. One guy that I was listening to did make a statement, and he talked about why Anthem. You see how you said you felt like you were Ninja of the Century? Why? Yep. Anthem makes it makes it apparent that you're strong, that you are
you're in a suit.
Yeah, that you are this thing that can take on giant monsters and planets and shit because of the abilities that you have and the way you can access your abilities and the way you can dish out your abilities, whether you want to be I think there was an Interceptor, a Colossus, and I'm missing one more type of Anthem, but they made it apparent. Even watching gameplay, Javelin. Yeah, the Javelins. Even watching it, literally, you barely saw gunfights. You only saw, mostly, I'm seeing weird shit like sonic booms and blast and, shields. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, that's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know what's going on right now. So I guess within that, they made it seem like, okay, listen, you're powerful. And he made it apparent to let his viewers know that, hey, this is why there's no PvP to it, because of how strong you are. Like, imagine being, how many people would scream overpowered, OP'd, because you're supposed to feel OP, But you know, when you start dealing in that realm of PvP, everything needs to be balanced. Because now this person is stronger than me because he has this piece of equipment, or his character does this and that and the third. So that was a good point to make because of that. Like, yo, and this was my thing, was he was so amped, like, yeah, I feel so strong and I can do this and I'm able to fly. And I'm like, bruh, but it looks just like Warframe. Like, you did this shit in Warframe.
Yeah, and for all those who haven't experienced Warframe, it is on PC for free. It is on Switch for free. It is on
console,
Xbox, all your general consoles. Like, and it's something to experience. And I feel like if you want a glimpse into what Anthem could potentially be without pre-ordering, I would say go play Warframe and just imagine yourself being... Somebody said they felt like it was the ultimate Iron Man game. I feel like I've said that a few times, but that's the coolest statement I got that stood out to me, period. They're like, it's the Iron Man game you've always wanted. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I could see that from watching the gameplay, hearing people talk about it. I'm like, okay, I get totally where you're coming from and why you would say that, and I'm not mad at it. I want the game to win, man. I love seeing games win. But for the right reasons.
I want it to win too. I think it has a place in this realm of of video gaming that we're in now. It really does have a place. It's just that I think some of the things that BioWare and or EA, some of the decisions that they made, and I'll touch on one, which is like them trying to market to Destiny, not just Destiny, but other video game communities, was the worst thing that they possibly could do.
Instead of just making a game for themselves.
Exactly. If they would have just made a game, or even tried to go out of their way to get like people who weren't tied down to a community, not so many people, because it just seemed, that's what it seemed like, and that's what I'm hearing back from the YouTube community as I watch all these videos. Most of the people I'm watching are Destiny YouTubers. Now, like I've said this on here before, I've said this to you, Destiny fans are fickle people. Mm-hmm. They, you know what I'm saying? They'll talk the game down into the dirt while playing it. So it's like, you know, you cater to a community that's already established. Why not just create a game and, you know, if not give it to the world to play and experience for the first time, but try to go out of your way to not be in a box, with other people. So that was the one thing that I had to say about it. I'm just waiting for it to hit. I'm not gonna. I'm done playing betas, because you know what would have been the worst, to have played Anthem, and what you see is, and what you played was what you got. That would have been the worst thing for me.
Hey, and you know what's so funny is, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
but that worry that you have is the exact opposite. They damn near made it clear that the game you're playing now is going to be different. And for me, that's strange, because the game comes out, in 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. Maybe 3 at the most. Or
actually, when does it come out? I think it's February 16th.
I want to say it might be 2 weeks. But while you're looking that up, it's the
22nd.
Okay, so 3 weeks. I look at games, I don't know, man. And then it's so sad, because EA has such a bad reputation that as soon as they put their name on this, it instantly scarred it.
Yeah.
And then it turns into like a negative thought. Like, okay, for example, the community completely talked me out of playing Andromeda. The community scared the living hell out of me because of how negative it was. That I'm like, well, I don't want to spend $60 on this game if it's getting across from people I respect people I've followed for years. They're sitting here bashing this game to no end. But at the same time, I had to actually learn to get over that. Like, when it came to movies, I had to stop looking at reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll pass on something that I watched later and enjoyed, but I would have never went and seen it in theater because it got so many bad reviews. And then one thing, speaking of movies, I tend to love movies that get bad ratings on Rotten Tomato. And then movies that get like perfect scores, I tend to like squint at.
Yeah.
Not usually. It's what is it? Exceptions to the rule. You're the exception, not the rule. But for the most part, whenever critics love a movie, I'm like, it's all right. But then when critics like completely crap on a movie, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it's me rooting for the underdog, or maybe I don't like typical cinema stuff or super cliche. But I don't know. But with Anthem,
I'm hoping they do the
fun,
right thing.
I want to have fun. If I could have fun with Warframe, if they even follow the Warframe method a little bit. And Warframe, for the most part, remember up until the last month we played it, it wasn't open world. You went into very linear levels, and we had fun.
Yeah.
So I mean, imagine the spaces within the world they've created in Anthem, which are open, big, and up vertical, horizontal. Underwater, which you can't fight, but it's there. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can find loot.
Hopefully. Yeah, I just want them to do the right thing when it comes to like sticking to their word, because I don't want it to be that way where it comes out and I'm just not excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to feel excited when I pop that game in and I start playing it, because I can go get the same. Pretty much, they got competition.
Yeah,
you got competition. You're the new kid on the block. You're gonna need to show something, because if you don't, what's gonna happen to your game in 2 months? Man,
and then I want to say February is also the release of The Division.
Let me check.
The Division 2, I want to say, comes out next in a couple weeks. It might even be like the 7th.
Let's see.
I could be completely wrong. It's all June.
It says March.
Oh, okay, March.
There's no release day yet, but it's March. It says March this year.
Are you serious? There's no street date on The Division 2?
Release date March 2019. That's all it says.
Whoa. Okay, folks, for those who don't know, when a game doesn't have a street date, like a date which stores should have it in the building, it can be delayed. I mean, hell, what did we get, a whole year plus delay?
Okay, well, I found something else that says that its initial release day is set for the 15th of March.
Okay. The Ides of March.
But TBD.
Ooh. See, I'm telling you, folks, like, that game can legit get pushed back. Like, I've seen it happen. Red Dead Redemption 2. Which I'm not bothered, because I trust Rockstar when it comes to their delays. I trust most companies with their delays, unless it's over something stupid. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example of a stupid delay. I don't know. There was a big delay for Final Fantasy 15. Huge delays for that.
Kingdom Hearts just came out.
Oh, there was big delays for that too.
Yeah, that just came out too. So
now,
Mortal Kombat comes out in April.
See what I mean? That's wild. That's okay. Kingdom Hearts 3, The Division 2, Days Gone is this year, right? Did they say it's the beginning?
I'm not sure.
This actually seems like a pretty quiet PlayStation exclusive time of year.
Yeah, because they kept pushing it back.
Yeah, you're right.
They kept pushing the game back.
Because it was supposed to come out last year, if I'm not mistaken. Holiday last year.
Let's see.
Ooh, while you looking that up, what do you think the big, like, last wave of games is going to be for this generation's console? Like, the way the generation before this, the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 ended was huge. You had Grand Theft Auto 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, the game released, I want to say, less than a month before the new, before Xbox One came out.
You know what? To be honest, I am not 100% sure. I think a lot of games are. I think this is why you're seeing so many games being pushed back, because they're all waiting. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to see where the consoles are going to be heading. I thought that we were going to hear not only just like a brief announcement on it, but we were going to get to be able to see something the end of last year on the new on the next gen console. So I think a lot of companies were waiting on that, especially a Sony exclusive. They always drop something. Normally it's Killzone, which is I don't know why they keep bringing that game back.
That flagship, the flagship game, Zone 3.
But yeah, Killzone. They normally. But what would be a game to Days Gone as a release for the new console?
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Would be a great idea.
Yeah,
hell, if they would have held on to God of War, obviously they could.
That would have been good console release.
That would have threw them over the edge. To be honest,
bro, that would have put them at such a lead. And then first off, they're already going to be at a like, okay, and this is PlayStation for those who don't know. I keep talking like you guys know exactly what we are talking about when it comes to God of War. God of War is a PlayStation exclusive.
Yep.
Now, because that PlayStation 4 sold so many more consoles than Xbox, that naturally, when people transition to the new consoles, they're going to stick with what they've already, like where you built your friends.
Of course.
I don't know too many people who are heavy PlayStation who are going to just jump over to the new Microsoft system. Who even knows it was going to be called Xbox?
It wasn't going to work with me.
Yeah. See? Like, and then I actually, I'm putting a friend of mine on blast. He finally admitted that he feels slighted by Microsoft. And I was like, yeah, bro, we proved a point that nobody should ever... We messed up as consumers when it came to the Xbox console, Xbox One. Not only did we buy multiple versions of a system, Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, but we had no exclusive titles.
Yeah. Because Xbox, they forced it.
They did.
They forced it. They should have held on. They shouldn't have. They tried to drop when PlayStation dropped, and that was their big problem. The big problem was that they had nothing. Yeah. They literally became PlayStation 3 to Xbox 360. It literally reversed roles.
It was the swap.
Because and that's it's literally a race. If they would have just said, you know what, let's chill, let's complete this, let's come up with a plan and then drop it, then that would have been better. Y'all literally got rid of y'all selling point.
Yeah.
The whole Connect, the Connect is gone.
Yeah.
They discontinued it. Yeah. And that was the big thing that y'all sold with the whole damn thing.
And I used the hell out of my Connect.
Yeah.
I wore it out. I was playing Skyrim on the 360 with the Connect. I was casting spells. I was loading up, quick swapping my swords. Yeah. Like, I was living a life with that. And even now, when I first started streaming on my Xbox One, my Connect was the camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
And then did you see what happened to the market once they discontinued? They stopped making the adapters. So the adapters went from being like $70, maybe less, to $400.
Yeah,
they created a vacuum in the market.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you say something's discontinued, that people even just from a collector standpoint, are going to want. You created a whole hellhole to buy something so basic.
Exactly. I mean, I just think they weren't ready, and that's what it was. They weren't ready, and they decided to chase after Sony when they should have just chilled and did their thing and came back with what they needed to propel. Because I think 360 won. Between that time frame between PlayStation 3 and 360, 360 was ahead of the game. I think a lot of changes and a lot of things behind the scene kind of helped Sony as well, i.e. with like competitive gaming, all of that stuff, the Blu-ray player. But Blu-ray player was on the PlayStation 3 as well.
Oh no! I thought you said on the PlayStation. That's what you said. So
yeah,
I thought you were
saying. Yeah. So, but I meant the PlayStation 4.
360.
With the PlayStation 4, it was a lot of stuff that propelled it, and it was the whole it having games was the biggest point. Obviously, it being a game system and not an entertainment system, because remember that's how Microsoft marketed it. This is more than this. This is a system for everything.
Yep.
No gamer cares about that. So keep that in mind.
People's running their TV through their Xbox.
Yeah.
Like people were running their cable.
Through the Xbox. Like everybody I
remember
was like,
that.
oh, that's dope. But
I have my whole cable set up.
So
but no. But this is what burned me. All the games they dangled in front of us to entice us to purchase this console either flopped or didn't come out or have not came out yet.
Yeah.
And let me give the examples. Dragonborn, what was it? Dragonbound or Dragonborn? Dragonbound. That game was pushed heavy and then all of a sudden disappeared. I think that was Deep Silver Entertainment or something like that. Correct me in the comments or message me and let me know. And then Crackdown 3 barely is getting a street date. And Lord knows it can be pushed back.
Crackdown 3 is set to be released in February on the 15th.
I'm not going to believe it until it comes out. But the game got pushed back and delayed so many times that I don't even care.
Yeah.
I really don't care.
They might as
Just
well.
like I almost didn't care about Final Fantasy 15. Almost didn't care about Kingdom Hearts 3.
They're continuing the series 9 years after the release of 2010 Xbox 360's video game Crackdown 2. What's name's gonna have a hard time coming out this month or in February because Anthem comes out the 22nd. But before that, Metroid Exodus comes out same month.
I thought that project got killed, or is that a different one?
This is Metroid Exodus. Is an upcoming first-person shooter video game developed by 4A Games and published by Deep Silver.
Oh wow!
This says it's set to be released on the 15th.
And you know what? As much as I love Gears of War, I don't want another one.
No, there's another one not because of the story and what you want, but because of the competitive scene.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Actually, I had somebody who really follows my streams. Shout out to Johnny Man. No, it wasn't Johnny Man. It was Penguin. Shout out to Penguin and Johnny Man. Both of you guys are cool. But he sent me a clip from like him beating the snot out of people in online Gears of War, and I was like, damn, I never really got into it.
Yeah, I never. I only played online Gears like twice,
and that was the original for me. And that was at Will's house,
bruh.
Put it that way.
These people and the competitive scene behind that is real, like gritty, and they like.
Is it like underground rap? Like,
almost. That's like the best way to. Bruh, like it's that. Real crazy. Like
y'all meet up in basements of like Chuck E. Cheese's. Everybody drags their TVs down there.
But it's crazy how international it is.
That's dope.
It's Mexico. They have these players are going everywhere and having tournaments, and it's very successful too.
And see, and this is why, for one, even if I don't like a game, I don't completely knock it because somebody out there loves it.
Exactly.
And above all, have fun. Because what else are we doing it for? Like, I was talking to, like, a common theme that I've brought up, and I've been talking about it a lot, past maybe 10 episodes, maybe more, is the burnout of content creators and streamers. I actually had somebody talking to me, talking about how they were ready to just give up and ready to quit.
Yeah.
And then they told me their schedule, and they're sitting here streaming for, God, randomly 6 hours here, 8 hours here. And I'm like, bro, you're going to kill yourself.
You're doing too much.
You're doing too much. And the burnout is so real. When you get to a point where you don't want to pick up a controller because you feel like you got to work, that's when it really is bad. Like, and the only way I got back into streaming, because I do stream now, folks. Twitch.tv/BaronJ67.
J67, and the link is in the description below.
Link is in the description. I do stream. I do a lot of dad streams. It'll be me and my kids, and you'll see them in the background or hear them in the background.
They're
going
everywhere.
berserk. Yeah, throwing stuff at me. My daughter begging me to pick her up just so she can get back down. It just, but the point is, to get back to this point, I had to stop streaming. I would hide my online status and just play. Yeah. Like, because I had to get back into, I'm doing this because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a fun pastime for me, not I'm clocking in for work.
That's probably the best way to keep it, too.
Well, and this is what I was going to say. You have to create this very weird line of this balance of, okay, I'm going to have a schedule and I'm going to stick to it, but I'm not going to make it a job. It's a weird balance. You got to have fun with it. You got to love it. There you go. That's the word. You got to love it.
Yeah.
You got to love the suck, as Gary V would say. You know, yeah, man, dude, I can't wait till he wants to talk to us, or he's like, oh yeah, check out T Jones and Baron J67. The guys are dope.
Bro, I'd go crazy.
I'd be like, oh shit, Gary V. Gary V liable to get me to wear Adidas again.
Just about close,
man. Right there. Okay, and you know what, dude? Above all, I caved really hard, and this is going to be my last thought. I caved really hard. All the games I talked about, I'm not going to buy.
We're getting them.
We're getting them. And I know I talked about selling out, and I would still sell out. It just wouldn't be that hard. I'm not going to get an EA tattoo, but just know all of a sudden we'd be telling you to go buy this thing. I'm selling so hard.
I'm selling out, dog. I'm sorry.
I can't wait.
I need them t-shirts that don't fit.
Man, all of that. Talking about, look at this cool leather backpack that I can't get over my shoulders because I'm too buff.
Too big.
Not buff, I'm big. Too big. I can't. You see, clearly you guys can see how I see myself.
He said buff.
Yeah, like, it rolled off the tongue. Did you see that? I ain't did a push-up in a year.
I got 22-inch guns.
Bro. But, yeah.
Man.
I'm Baron J67.
And I'm T Jones, man. Please, if you guys get a chance, all of our links are in the description below. Also, want to shout out Tone Deaf Network. Thank you, appreciate you.
And be safe out there, everybody, because it's a cold snap from hell, which is a funny phrase, but it's not a funny situation.
Whoa, a cold snap from hell.
Yeah, bro, it's extreme. Like, most of the country is going to be frozen over. Like, negative 30, like crazy numbers.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain in a couple of days. It's supposed to rain, and then in a couple of days, and the day after that, it's supposed to have snow.
Yep. Yep.
I'm just going to probably stay home. I'm not dealing with that. I'm sorry. I don't have chains for my tires.
Bro, I don't blame you.
But you know what? Before we go, did you get a chance to watch Punisher?
No.
I finished it, bro. I finished it. It was pretty epic.
See, I've been trying to watch Killer Mike, Trigger Warning, and then I've been trying to catch up on One Piece, which feels impossible in the best way.
Yeah.
Luffy's a goon. Monkey D. Luffy for president. Because all they're going to do is punch his way to the top.
Stupid.
All
right, man.
Yeah, we got to... I'm getting awkward now. Starting to sound like my videos.
Close to it.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.